My name is Rick Donmoyer, and for 30 years of my life, I was the sales representative, eventually called sales manager for the province of Ontario for Yorkville Sound.
I'm Alex Donmoyer. I am the district sales manager for Yorkville Sound for the GTA and Golden Horseshoe. I've been with the company since 2010, and I'm doing his old job.
By the time I knew there was a job available, once somebody sprung that information on me, I went home to my wife and said, there's talking about a job opening at Yorkville Sound, a sales job opening. And she just looked at me and said, you have to apply for that job. And I told her, well, from what I hear, I'm probably gonna have to get a haircut, and I'm probably gonna have to get a jacket and tie. And she said, you're gonna get that haircut and you're gonna get that jacket and tie because I think you can get that job. My first Traynor amp, I was trying to figure out, and I think I bought it in 1964 or 1965. And I bought it out of love. Two reasons. It was the biggest amp I could afford, and also after auditioning in the store, it was the amp that delivered the kind of power and clarity that I was looking for. So it was a Traynor custom reverb head, but I couldn't afford to buy a speaker box, so I went home and built my own and then went out on the road with that combination.
Our house was covered in Yorkville and Gailey and Kruger, because even back then we had GK and and obviously Traynor as well. So I mean, I just grew up with it all around me. I worked at Long & McQuaid from 03 to 08 in the summers. I went to school for economics. I graduated in 2008, and when I graduated, I wasn't going to go back to the music industry. I was like, no, I'm going to the bank, So I started at Scotiabank and worked as a teller for a year, and then I moved over to Scotia McLeod doing investing. And it was at that time, he comes home one day, he'd had a meeting at Yorkville. I was enjoying what I was doing, but he came home and he said, well, we had a meeting today, and we're working out a retirement plan. When I turn 65, I'm gonna retire. And in the meantime, they're gonna hire a junior district sales manager to come around with me and learn the job and then take over. He said, too bad you wouldn't be interested in that. Like, well, actually, yeah, I would. I got interviewed because when I worked at Burlington, I had the top sales as a part-timer, right? And actually there was a point back in the day where I was the
top sales across the country.
Per dollar earned.
Per dollar earned.
Not top sales,
for
but
part-time employees.
Yeah. No, of all employees,
Most
per dollar
productive
earned, that was the most earned.
Part-time employee in the entire chain of Long & McQuaid stores. So, they would have made a mistake to not interview him. I mean, let's face it. He's my shadow.
Yeah, so it was really interesting. So they started, obviously they had me go on the road with one of our other reps first. When I hit the road with my dad, it was cool. We spent about a year and a half on the road, I think. And it was really awesome because we became really, really close at that point. And obviously, he's my dad, so I've always been close to him, but there was a different level. And we would listen to music as we go. He was the driver, and because I was Mr. Report, and I still am, I'm like all about reporting and things like that. So I'd be on my laptop, following up on all the visits, going through reports, looking for cool products, and as we're driving, typing trip reports out. So
we were talking about what we were going to sell. I mean,
yeah,
that was very cool.
It was really, really cool.
It was really good.
And then we went through an era of we'd always listen to music, and he got the Pink Floyd box set, the CD of the whole discography. And we went through that for months, just listening to Pink Floyd as we drove, discussing, because I knew the albums I knew, which were, Dark Side and
Don't forget the Steely Dan collection.
Of course, yeah. Going through Steely Dan, listening to Asia and Steve Gadd. That came on the other day, and I was obviously thinking of you.
They're such cool and interesting and supportive people that were working here. It was like the most amazing place to be. People were always asking me, oh, Rick, the new so-and-so, what do the customers think of it? They were interested people. They weren't just building stuff on the production line or working in the lab. They were asking me, as the guy who actually got out in the world, what did the customers think? What did I see, after hours when I was out there? Who was playing it? That kind of stuff. There is a Yorkville family. I'm still part of it, actually. I know it. I walk into any store. I am welcomed beyond my greatest wishes anywhere I go. Anytime I walk in a music store, it's like wonderful, just wonderful.
And I walk in any store and they say, hey, how's your dad? Every store, hey, how's your dad doing? I'm like, yeah, he's good. Yeah. The relationships are more important than anything else out there. I mean, that's my favorite thing about Yorkville is all the relationships I have. And as much as I have a lot here at the factory, and more of my relationships, because of what my job is with our customers. And so building those relationships and kind of learning from him that, it's not the gear is important, but it's not about the gear, it's about the relationship.
When I was walking through this building on a regular basis, I could bump into parents and kids in different parts of the factory. Every time I came here, there was always at least 3 or 4 or 5 people that I knew immediately had kids working here. Some of them came into work part-time through the summer. Some came in, Yorkville's summer shutdowns was a big time to move machines and clean the building and all that stuff, so they'd get jobs doing that. They'd get helper jobs in shipping or whatever. I think Jack encouraged them. You have a kid, have them apply. And if they can do the job, then we'll hire them. Yorkville, what can I say? You're a gift. Happy 60th anniversary. I know you're going to bring you around for more, and I'm very pleased to have been around for 30 of them. So thank you.
And happy 60th anniversary, Yorkville. It's been amazing working for you for 13 years now, with many more to come, and who knows, maybe there'll be another Donmoyer in the future doing the same job we're doing. Never know. So thank you.